as I showed, I have bought an inordinate amount of fabric. This is 2.5 meters. If you don't know how big a meter is, go fuck yourself, maybe. I'm gonna make a skirt. I'm gonna make one of those gathered tiered skirts because it's a really easy pattern. I don't know if I needed this much fabric because, as previously discussed many times, every single time I've made any kind of sewing video, I am really bad at math to the point that I think it's like a serious mental problem, like diagnosable. Anyway, so I drafted a vague pattern, though with these you don't really make a pattern, you kind of just measure a bunch of shit and then cut it up. So hopefully this is like the right amount and not too much, and also not too little. I can't see how it would be too little because this is so much fabric. So let's go. Let's get started. Before we get into this too far, there's a couple things I want to address. One, I probably need to shower. Two, I have not planned filming this. I thought about it for like 5 minutes and then was like, yeah, I'll do that right now. Anyway, just wanted to get that out of the way. So, sorry if this is a clusterfuck. Anyways, this is my fabric. I have a sticky note somewhere. Hold on. These are what my pattern looks like. I bought notebooks to do shit like this in, and I still use sticky notes and scrap pieces of paper for it because I don't know, dude. Whatever, man. Anyways, this is my basic math. The entire length of it needs to be roughly 85 centimeters, and then this tier is gonna be 40, the middle tier is gonna be 30, and then the last tier is gonna be 15. It looks like it says 0.5, but it's a 15. And then the first tier is gonna be that long, second tier is gonna be that long, and the third tier is gonna be that long. Okay? And this is my waist measurement. So I'll also need a waistband that is a little bit bigger than that. This is how I figured out how much fabric I would need. Is it pooping time? He's not screaming. Ignore the diarrhea splatter on the back of his litter box. You've been having a hard time lately, okay? Well, having a loose time lately. For starters, you can't really see everything I'm doing, but you'll be able to get an idea from just this side, hopefully. I'm just gonna make sure there's no, like, crinkles, especially in this fold line of the fabric. There's a rough... It's smoother than before, dude. Probably not the most necessary, but I wanted to do it just to make sure all my measurements come out as correct as possible. These are not what these are for, but I like to use the white Jelly Roll pens in this size because they work really well. Especially on dark fabric like this, because chalk is not going to work on this because it's so stretchy. If I try to write on it, it'll just sort of crumple and pull and not give you a straight line. Whereas you can write really gently with these and it will leave a mark. Alright, this fabric is 150 wide, so I'm gonna measure 40, because that'll be 40 of this side. I need a goddamn meter stick. This fabric, I know I was just talking up these pens, this fabric is really not cooperating with these, but I am glad I'm not using chalk, because if these are struggling, I cannot fucking imagine what my chalk would be doing right now. Okay, that's one pattern piece. One needlessly complicated pattern piece, solely because I can't remember shit. So we just did this waistband piece, but 80 instead of 100, and now we're gonna do this one. As I mentioned before, this fabric is 150 wide, so I need 130, which is almost the full width of that, and it needs to be 15 centimeters. Like that, and then 15 here. Is that too short? I think that'll be fine. Okay, that's that, and then we gotta add 5/8 to that. This fabric would probably work really well with that metallic silver Sharpie I have, but I don't feel like smelling the metallic silver Sharpie I have. 30, which is down here. And I need 2 of these tiers, I believe. Yeah, okay, and then because I also have this one, I can just automatically mark my fucking double 5/8. Technically this is more than 30 centimeters because it's 12 inches. I do need the thing for this one. The thing, you know, the whatever that is. Long and pink and what it measures things or whatever. Fucked that up pretty bad, huh? That's 30 cents. Oh, dude. Wow. Good thing I caught that. Alrighty, so as you can probably tell, I did not do a 4th 40 length layer. I figured I would be okay with sacrificing a little bit of volume if it meant that I got to have pockets. Because I want pockets. I have things to carry, my object, my items. This I need to cut here, and this I need to cut that little section off. And then we have, this is a 30, that's a 30, and then we have 1, 2, 3 40s, and then we have this thing. That will be pockets, and it's just some extra little bitlets, you know? Good to have some extra little bitlets. That's waistband, 1st tier, 2nd tier, 3rd tier. And then it should be maxi length, which is like ankle length, which is what I want. I'm gonna check my measurements. This needs to be halved. This should come out to be vaguely 85 centimeters. Obviously it's gonna be a bit more because you've seen allowance, but it's 100, so that is good. 85 is, where is it? Here. So even if it is a little longer, I can just trim this off and then we'll have more extras. Woohoo! The way that I'm going to do this is I am going to seam up all of the pieces of each tier together, and then the top of each of them is going to get gathered into the bottom of the previous one, and then it's essentially going to end up being one seam that connects all of this on one side. That doesn't really leave a lot of places for pockets to go, so I'm going to have to figure that out. I'm also going to have to figure out what shape they're gonna be, what size they're gonna be, and how I'm gonna anchor them so they're not like flopping around a ton. They're gonna, like, even these pants pockets, they're fucking annoying because they like twist and shit and end up like back here sometimes. That's annoying as hell. Oh, I forgot I did that. He's just a little guy, so I had to keep him. That's what I need to keep in my pockets. That's what my pockets are for. And they need to be large. You gotta be able to put stuff in there, you know? It's in there. It's in there. It's not going anywhere. It might go somewhere. It might stab you in the ass, but it's in there, dude. It's at least gotta be phone sized. That's all I want. Because of the way that this material is, I'm going to be using my serger. If you don't have a serger, you can use a zigzag stitch on a regular machine. These wrong sides together, I don't know that there's a right way or a wrong way up, and I don't think it matters. And it probably would be smart to use pins, but I'm not gonna fucking do that. Also, I just realized these aren't 130 across, these are 150 across. I didn't need to cut that chunk out of the first layer that I cut out. And I don't know if that was a bad idea. Guess we'll fucking find out. Won't know till I try to put it together and it looks fucking strange. Awesome. Alright, I'm gonna try to keep this somewhat straight. You all know how well that normally goes. Would not want to sew through your finger on one of these. Luckily, they make it really difficult to do that. And that's how I just do it, and now it'll stretch along the seam as well as this way. The magic of serging. Where the fuck are my scissors? You've seen what it's like to sew. Get ready for trash falling in the garbage bin, Cam. In the living room, straight up sogging it, and by it, well, let's just say my fur. We have waistband, first tier, second tier, third tier. Now I have to do the really super cool fun part of gathering these, and I kind of am dreading it, to be honest with you, because of the way that this fabric is. This is sort of the annoying part where I really should have 2 tables, but I don't have that kind of space. So my solution is to just constantly swap them out. And for this one, it's not too bad because it's relatively small and this entire thing is plastic. That one, the entire inner shit is metal and then some of the outer shit is also metal. So it's also, this one has a handle. It's not in a convenient spot at all, but it does have a handle. But it's small and like graspable. This fucking thing, on the other hand, is not at all. Thank you. Could have spilled everywhere. If I changed my mind, maybe it's not actually that bad. I mean, especially, I have one in storage that is entirely cast iron. Like, inner shit and outer shit. This one, this whole part of the body, this bit on the outside is all metal. And then this and this and like these are plastic panels on top of it. But it's a lot metal. But nothing compared to the like 1950s one that I have, maybe 1940s, that is entirely cast iron or some type of other really heavy cast metal. The lightest one I have is actually entirely made out of, I think it's cast aluminum. It's lighter than some of the fucking plastic ones I have. Anyway, that's how I just do it. I don't know why I did the waistband like that. That didn't really make any sense. But when does anything I do ever make any sense? Anyway. It has been, to be completely honest with you, a couple days. Where I left off was we have a waistband that has an elastic in it that is scrunched, gathered the way that it's supposed to be. That's when my phone ran out of storage space. I had to finish editing an entire other video in order to have enough storage space to finish this video, so. I'll now be sporting this fantastic look called I Just Washed My Hair, and it's really soft, but every time it fucking touches my face, I want to go at my scalp with a cheese grater. So I'm gonna be looking like this. Whenever I'm making a dramatic statement like that, I always want to be able to inspire really vivid, discomforting imagery. That's what I want to evoke. Something you really just don't want to think about. What I was trying to do with the cord just kind of isn't working, and because these are almost the same length and this has an elastic in it anyways, I think I'm literally just going to stretch it as far as I possibly can, serge it on like that, and then do it like that. I don't know if I'll do that for all the layers, but I'm doing that for this layer because it's I don't know how I'm going to be able to hold this stretched the way it needs to be. To be like stretching and pushing at the same time, which is probably gonna be a bit annoying. Oh, it's twisting. Don't do that. I need all of these out of here immediately. I just decided to gather this normally. That was not fucking working at all, and it was pissing me off. And so I just did 2 rows of the longest stitch my machine can do, which I think is 6 stitches per inch. And we now have it gathered. It looks nice and even, and it's actually staying where it's supposed to. So really quick, I'm gonna put that on that, and then you'll see me serging them together. Okay? Okay. Let's go. Now, I need to rip out all these gathering threads. Dude, it's like, kind of resembles a skirt. Yay! Alright, gamers. Everything from here on out is about to get so much easier because we don't have to worry about gathering into a scrunchy waistband, because this is not gonna be gathered. What I'm gonna put on it is gonna be gathered, and so everything is about to be so much easier, especially since I've decided that I'm not gonna do this stupid method with the cord. I don't know why I was fucking around with that. Some of it looks a little funky. I'll fix it in the end. I'm gonna put a zigzag, probably 2 rows of zigzags on this, because I think this is gonna want to flip and twist around, and that is gonna drive me insane. So I'm gonna do that, but at the end. Right now, we're worrying about gathering. So I'm gonna put some gathers in our next tiers, and I'm gonna put them on it. Dude, how exciting. You know how I was just like, oh, every subsequent tier is gonna get so much easier. Yeah, every subsequent tier is gonna get so much easier. It's gonna be so easy and so, oh my god. He's just sitting over here, and every time I walk past him, and sometimes just randomly, just makes really sad little noises. Look at those little paws. That's so cute. Why are you so miserable? Why are you so miserable? Why are you so mopey? Alright, so the worst possible thing that could happen happened. Like, oh my god. That's too dark. What is this? Like 2 feet? Not even? Get over here. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you serious right now? My bottom bobbin ran out. Like, I have to, oh my fucking god. Dude. No. I thought this one was gonna run out, but no. God, motherfucker. You bastard. How could you do this to me? You get out of here, you fuck. What is wrong with you? Okay. And now I need to rip out all of that gathering. Yay! Guess what? That took 6 minutes. And now I have to do it again. It was what? It was laid out in a really nice, beautiful line, and then I fucked it up because I'm gonna leave. I just wanted to showcase this. For reference, I'm like 5'4", I think. Had to have it really high because the time-lapse mode zooms in a ton, and then this is not a wide-angle lens. What the fuck is this doing? Anyway. This is, what it's looking like, though. So, I mean, this is what I'm talking about, the weird permanent scrunch. I accidentally caught the elastic at this part with my serge, so this can't move, over. So there's this weird, like, lump here. The rest of it looks nice, and that did not happen on this side, so... I mean, if I really wanted to, I could just fucking, you know, just cut it off. Make it slightly, I mean, it stretches a lot. There's a ton of fabric here. But yeah, for the most part, the rest of this looks really, really nice. Let me exposure just so you can actually see that. There you go. That's looking like how I wanted it to. It has been like a couple days, to be honest. Let's do a little test. This is roughly where I want it to be able to sit. That's how much we have left. It's gonna go to my ankle, so like the bottom of my pants, basically. Well, a little higher than that. Very nice and swooshy. You could probably stop there, but that's not a length I would ever wear, so I'm not going to. It either has to be really short, like mid-thigh, or really long, like ankle length. I don't fuck with in the middle. Ideally, I would like lay this out flat on the floor and then gather the next layer exactly to the bottom of that. Because the top of it wants to be scrunched in and circular, it's really hard to do that properly. And also because this is so stretchy, so I'm just gonna do what I did last time, except I'm gonna have to acquire a second tape measure because this obviously is only 150 centimeters and I need double that. So I'm gonna have to like tape 2 of these together, I guess. Because I do have multiple, so even more than just this. Do you really sew if you don't just accumulate millions of these because you're like, I don't know where the fuck any of them are, I can't find any, and then you go out and all you can get is like a 3-pack of them, and then you come home only to find, oh hey, the last 3-pack of these that I bought is right there, and they're all together too, and then you just end up with 700 of them. So I'm so glad I'm not doing another tier. This is my extremely high-tech method. Also, a really great thing you have to be aware of with these tape measures is that the tape does not always start at the beginning of this metal piece. So you have to like look at the side of it and see where the actual tape is inside of this metal piece, which is why this one has a black Sharpie line on it, because that is actually where the tape measure starts measuring. So I don't know why anyone would ever be doing this as well, but I'm gonna line that up with that and not the end of the tape measure, you know? I'm just gonna tape these together. Taping my tape measures together. And then that'll give me... Also, this one, I think because it's wider, is not super crinkly. This one is crinkly as fuck and does not sit flat. You can already see that. I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. I'm gonna tape this down too. That's what this looks like. This is what problem solving looks like. Okay. I have now found a place that it fits. I don't know how I'm gonna film this. We'll find out. Okay, so that took a little over an hour, and I'm still not 100% sure about this section, but it's gathered, and now I have to sew all of this on to all of this. But once that's done, it's like almost completely done. Then it's the easy part, you know? Okay, so, you may notice, you know, there's a little, just a little bit of an issue. I don't really know what happened. I did gather it according to this measurement that should be correct. The last time I was really panicked because I ended up having, you know, this section that's not really gathered at all, and then this inch that sticks off. On the bottom, I ran into the issue of this section is still a little gathered because physically I could not ungather it. It would not let me. And then we just have like a foot. So there's two things we could do, one of which is much more half-assed than the other. The first one would be to rip this entire tier off, regather it, try to sew it on again. That is gonna take so fucking long. Or, because I was already okay with cutting off that end because, you know, this. What if I just sew the side seam like this? Is that a crime? Is that allowed? I don't know what this is, man. There's enough fabric to go around. It's gonna still be like nice and flowy and shit. I don't want to gather anymore. I don't want to do it. I'm gonna see if that fits. Like if I just do a quote-unquote diagonal section from this part where it's fucked up to here, if I just cut that off and then we just seam it together, is that allowed? I think I'm deciding that that's allowed because I don't want to gather anymore. I don't want to do it ever again. I'm tired. Alright, so I put this on and immediately came to the conclusion that we'd actually need to take some out of the waistband because this is kind of heavy, so it already kind of stretches it out. So it is actually completely fine that I take that much. Otherwise, it won't be tight enough on my waist to actually hold it up properly. So if I take out, I could even take out more than that. And that would be totally fine. So here's a visual of what we're working with. I can take out quite a lot before it becomes like too tight. And so if I take out this entire chunk, that is completely fine. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna mark with a pin how much I can take out, and then I'm gonna serge over it so that the elastic doesn't fucking slide out of the casing. And that's gonna be how I'm gonna do that. Oh dude, wait. I pinned at my original mark for how long I wanted the waistband to be. Why did I? Dude, I shouldn't have even changed it. I didn't even need to do that. Maybe that's what fucked it up the whole time. Literally, this one and this one. This one is the length, this one is the seam allowance. That's where my pin was. I just shouldn't have even changed it. I don't know why I did that. Just surge over my finger. I have to call someone with a car to help take me to the fucking ER again. I mean, it's almost the anniversary. Do it again. This time, worse. This time, it's not 1 needle through my finger, but 2 or 4, depending on how I want to do this. Go for a record this time. To beat my high score. It's like a whole fucking skirt or whatever. I think the extent of my quote-unquote hemming is literally just gonna be, I'm gonna serge it so that it doesn't fall apart, and that's what you're getting. That's what I'm getting. Things to do on the anniversary of your trauma. Get a new one. You know what I just realized? I went on a whole thing about how I wanted pockets. I didn't put pockets in this. Damn it. There were other people here who just left. I have no fucking clue what they were doing. They were just like, one dude was in the creek. This lady was wedged in between the railing on the bridge, like the boards of the rail. I don't know. I have no idea what they were doing. Anyway, my hair's doing this. And also it's different. You'll see that later, much later. Anyway. Here's my skirt. Let me get you a better camera angle so I can give you a little twirl. Literally, when they were leaving, I have no idea what they were saying, but it sounded like, that's a tripod. That's definitely a tripod. And then they said something else, and then I just heard the dude go, I think she knows. I don't actually know. I have zero clue, frankly. I have no idea what was going on. Holy shit, that was too much spinning. Ugh. Anyway, that's my skirt. I like it. I did mention when I was making it that it is a little bit heavy. Not in like it feels heavy when I'm wearing it, but it kind of drags itself down with the weight of itself. It's not overly thick. It's a pretty thin material. Like when I stretch this, can you see that? I don't know, I can see that. It's like it's kind of see-through. I don't know if you can see how see-through it is, but I can see that it becomes see-through. There you go. If you stretch it even a little bit. Like it's thin, but it is that type of like stretchy material that is like a bit heavy, you know, when it's like flowy layers. So I would recommend one, hemming this, because this keeps doing this where it like rolls. That doesn't look great. Also because it's a stretch fabric and it just wants to roll as well with the type of material it is. I wore fishnets with it because I don't have tights, but I didn't want my legs to be cold. And I don't know, fishnets don't really provide that much coverage when they're already underneath the skirt, so the only thing I will say with this fabric about that is it's a pain in the ass to walk. Wearing this with no tights, totally fine. You put anything under it, especially tights, the material, the like nylon, has that like grippiness, especially with, I don't have regular tights so I wouldn't know, but I would imagine it might be similar unless they're really smooth. The fishnets are not really smooth. The type of material that the fishnets are made out of really lends itself to grabbing onto any kind of like lint, and because this fabric of this skirt is really soft, the fishnets just grab onto the fabric, so when you're trying to walk, all of the fabric of the skirt is trying to grab onto your legs. And even when you do a little one of these while you're walking, you can really bundle this up. That, having it completely bundled like that actually does work, but while I was walking I wasn't gonna do that. Because you bundle up the front so the front stops sticking to the in-between of your legs, but then the back of the skirt starts sticking in between your legs. And that's really annoying, and it makes it really hard to walk, because it just, your legs aren't actually tangled, but it feels like your legs are tangled in the skirt, so I don't like that about it. Need to get some nylons that are not so grabby, I guess. And I will probably hem this, because it's a little bit too long right now. This is my solution to a little bit too long and a little bit too heavy, is to just roll the elastic over, and that makes it feel more secure, but also it's just like the tiniest bit like too long, because I didn't properly hem it. I just serged the whole thing. I don't know how I had this adjusted before, so now it's gonna be fucked up. My bad. Anyways, that's the fit. Probably gonna film a TikTok, even though I already have a TikTok in this outfit from when I actually finished the skirt, because it's November. I finished the skirt in the beginning of October. So, doing really good and well at finishing videos. It's cool, I like it, good skirt, except for the fact that it adheres itself to my fishnet. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed my skirt. That's all. Bye. Ambient sounds of me being out of breath. You didn't see that. You didn't see shit. That didn't happen. Just got a Discord notification that said someone get a paper towel. It's like forward. $6,000. Anyways. Sorry, I got a Facebook Marketplace notification. Don't have chapstick in here. Hold up. What is this? Oh. This is not chapstick. This is Advil. Is this chapstick? That's the Advil again. What else is in here? That's a granola bar. Those are wet wipes. That's my keys. What is this? That's a lighter. What the fuck is my chapstick? There's my chapstick.